Two deaf men are reviewing movies. Two deaf men tell you what we think.
Okay. So, it was supposed to be my turn to pick a movie, but John invoked a little-known rule, a rule that didn't exist until he invoked it, in
Yep.
which he is able to choose
Yep.
the next movie, even having already chosen the previous movie, on the grounds that I unfairly influenced his decision last time.
What movie did I choose?
White God.
White. For this one?
Yes, we're going to review White God all over again.
Oh, we're reviewing White God now?
We did already, but if you want to review it again.
No.
We were supposed to review Witch in the Window today.
Oh, yeah, Witch in the Window. Oh, yeah. Okay, so
I could have said anything and you would have been like, yeah.
I would have reviewed any movie that you would have said. Witch in the Window.
Go to it.
This week on Shudder Club, we are going to review a movie called
The Witch in the Window.
The Witch in the Window. But before we get started, folks, I would like to ask you all to first go and subscribe to our channel and click the little bell so that you know when we put other stuff up. And then also, if you'd like this, even before you watch it, in fact, that's probably preferable, just click the like button and pretend that, you know, you never were influenced. But anyway, The Witch in the Window is the movie of the week.
We promise you'll like this.
We will. You will. I mean, yeah, you will.
We promise that some of you will like this.
Yeah, some of you will like us sometimes.
We promise that maybe you'll make it through a quarter of this video.
A few of you will like us all the time.
None of you will like us all the time.
One of us will like us all the time. But no, if you could give us a thumbs up and actually, subscribe, you'll see when we have new content that comes out. And usually it's not as wacky as today. Well, okay, it used to be as wacky as today, and then we stopped being as wacky.
And now we're being more wacky.
Now, yeah, it's, you know why? It's because I woke up with a monster in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, I woke up with a monster in my bed, and I chugged it, and now I'm just like, whoa! Yeah. Okay, so anyway.
He also sleeps with his vape.
Yes, I do.
On a pillow next to his head.
Yep.
So John forced me to watch a movie of his choosing because he didn't like the last movie that he chose.
Yeah. Because it was influenced by Dan.
Yeah, because Dan said, "Oh, I wanted to see that too."
He forced me.
I'm not supposed to want to see the movie too that he also wants to see.
Yeah. So we watched a movie called The Witch in the Window, which is a
nice throwback to. It kind of reminded me of a 1970s TV movie, and I don't mean that as an insult.
Okay. I thought it was a really nice kind of throwback haunted house.
Because that's the kind of movie they would have made in the 70s.
Yeah, and I thought it was actually really well done.
I enjoyed it.
It
starts out he picks up his son from his ex-wife's house. He's supposed to take him for the summer to a house that he's bought to flip to sell to someone else. At least that's what he's telling her. And the kid's gotten in some trouble at school, and he's not allowed to have a cell phone. And then they go to the house, and hijinks ensue.
Hijinks.
Look like I have giant bitch tits.
They started hearing rumors of a lady who was sitting in the window and then freaking people out. And then after a certain amount of time, people were like, well, wait, she hasn't moved. So we should maybe go check this out. So they went and checked it out. And sure enough, she was dead.
So they move into this house to fix it up, and about halfway through, lots of father son bonding. There's
Yeah. Can I? Will I throw you off if I make a comment?
Go ahead.
I really like the interaction between the two actors. I think that they really kind of pulled it off.
Yeah.
This kid is kind of a smart mouth
Great, great child actor.
Yeah, great child actor, and he's just I guess I feel akin to this character because he's trying to assert himself as a young man, and so he's acting out, but he still has a lot of appreciation for his father, and but he wants to both be a good son, I think, but also wants to be cool around his dad. And so he uses bad language, and he kind of is just really matter of fact about a lot of the things that he interacts with his dad about. It's kind of almost the story of a father son reconnecting and coming into a friendship as well as a family bond.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it is a horror movie.
And that's probably the strongest part of the movie, actually.
Yeah.
You're always complaining that we're watching horror movies that aren't really horror movies. Well, this doesn't feel like a horror movie until about hour and 10 minutes into its 77-minute runtime.
Yeah, it is a short movie, but I don't know if it becomes a horror movie that long in.
Okay, so
it certainly has horror elements throughout.
The title's pretty on the nose. Our witch is in the window,
in a chair. That still is there.
Yep. And the kid begins to see her. Yep. And starts to tell his dad about it, and dad doesn't believe him at first. And
I think the father sees.
Oh no, they both see him together, don't they?
Well, I think the father sees her first, sees her hand on the door, yeah, and he actually starts freaking out first. And the kid comes out and like, what's up? And the father's like, nothing. And so, yeah, I think the father definitely saw first, and then the kid starts asking questions like, "Hey, do you think there's something wrong with this house?" And then reveals that he has also, seen her. And then they both come to this point where they look over, or the kid's upstairs and the father's downstairs doing some stuff around the house, and he's like, "Dad," and then kind of points over and then they both come up, and there she is sitting there.
Yep.
In the chair. Out the window.
I didn't like when they first showed her because it had kind of a Sam Raimi Evil Dead kind of way of photographing her.
I actually really like that.
Very horror movie-ish.
I really like that.
Okay, but then I thought it was so creepy up until that moment when she just was all of a sudden, turning into a digital effect.
She wasn't a digital effect.
Well, her face was all messed up.
Yeah, but that was special effects.
Okay. Well, they weren't very special to me.
Okay.
Anyway.
You didn't like the movie?
Oh, no, I loved it. I did. I thought it was really good. In fact, I think I called you right afterwards and said if this wasn't on Shudder, I'd probably buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And basically, boy, I know we tend to give away spoilers, but do we want to do that with this movie?
Okay. I mean, fine.
You want to give away spoilers or no?
I don't care.
Does the audience care?
I don't know. They never say.
Oh yeah. If you don't want spoilers,
50,
leave us a
what is it up
comment.
to? 56,000 subscribers now?
No, we have 50. We have 20,000 views on our Basic Instinct review.
That's awesome.
And
See,
so
more people should watch more of our videos, and less people should watch less of our videos.
So there's one moment in this movie that's so creepy it makes up for the fact that nothing much creepy happened before that.
All right, why don't you describe that scene of the movie?
Do we want? Okay, so spoilers from this point forward.
Yeah.
So, the father reveals that he's going to buy the house to live in rather than flip because he wants his wife back.
Right.
And the son and he have a moment when they see the ghost again that really flips them both out. So the father decides to send the son back to live with his mom.
Yep.
And
goes and drops him off at the bus.
Drops him off at the bus, and the next scene we see has him at. It's not even the next morning. It's like later in the day, and he's working in the garage, and the kid walks up to him. He's like, "I didn't get on the bus." And
Yeah.
he sits down next to him. They start talking, and then the phone rings, and on the other end of the phone, his wife is saying that the kid got home already, and is sitting right across the table from her.
Yep. And he's like, "Put him on." And so then he starts talking to his son.
His real son.
His son's doppelganger is sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And he just plays it off, and then he like hangs up, and he's like,
it's like that scene in Lost Highway where the guy walks up to him with the cell phone and says, "I'm at your house right now." And he's like, "That's fucking crazy, man." He goes, "Call me."
That's a movie. Boy.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. So what do you think?
Well, let's wrap it up.
Well, we didn't want to tell how it ends. We don't have to tell how it ends.
Oh, fine. To see how it ends, you'll have to watch it yourself.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the point of this, is trying to tell you what you should watch and what you shouldn't watch. All right. Well, I definitely click play.
Yeah, I would click play as well. Slow burn movie. Not a lot of not if you're looking for wild action, this is not for you, but if you just want to see something kind of slow and creepy,
yeah,
it's definitely worth your time. It's only a 77 minutes. It's shorter than some albums.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's worth every 77 of the minutes to watch.
Good
I mean,
performances.
it's a super fun film. It's a throwback to haunted house horror, or Triple H, as here at Two Kept Men we like to call it. Triple H.
In the Two Kept family, do we call this Triple H?
we call this a Triple H movie.
I'm learning the rules and things as John makes them up.
Well, it's important to have rules. Every universe has to have rules.
Yes.
All the best writers and directors make up rules. Yes. About the universe.
Yes.
And this is one of them. Definitely click play. Yes. I would say that definitely click play.
I'm not familiar with the rules now. You said that there was a little known rule that allowed you to pick 2 movies in a row. Do I get to pick a movie this time, or is there some other rule that I'm not aware of?
Wait, let me take a look here. Okay, page 5. Okay. All right. It's rule number 4-23-20T that if in the event that John repicks a movie because Dan influenced said previous movie and both agree that it's a click play event on the movie, then John gets to double pick his second movie once again from any playlist not previously recorded in this event schedule. It's on page 6.
So is it your turn again?
Oh shit! Wait, Well, it looks like it. Wait. There's an addendum. Hold on. See page 27. Okay. Dan Carlson shall have the right to veto said rule, which was the preceding rule 4.23 -20 T. If in fact he believes that this rule has been violated in any said form or style. What does that mean?
It means that I get to pick the next movie.
Well, first you have to veto the rule usage.
I veto.
Okay. Let's see if there's anything about whether or not I can veto your veto. Okay, no, I don't see it. Not for this rule anyway. There's several other rules where I could veto your veto. Okay, so yeah, you pick the movie.
We don't want to see The Night Shifter. It's got subtitles. I don't want to upset you.
The Night Shifter has
Yeah. So I guess we'll go with Effects, which is a Tom Savini movie. It's kind of cheap looking, but it looks like it's got some good makeup effects.
Okay.
So next week's movie is Effects.
Effects.